Hi there, folks. Today I'm going to talk about something that was brought up in one of my recent videos about 30-pound braid in the precision trolling app, the mono calculations on the charts that you get with the Dipsy divers or the True Trips or the Jets. The 30-pound braid is equivalent to 8-pound mono. The line out is going to be different. It should do less drag in the water, which means the line out should be shorter. But when you look in the precision trolling app, it's actually longer. You have to let more line out, not less. For line buoyancy, mono is denser and it's much more what they call neutrally buoyant. It doesn't float very well is basically the gist of it. But braid does, especially when it's dry or they haven't treated the line with anything, which can reduce how it functions in the water. This means that braid, it does resist sinking more than mono. The second thing is the water absorption and the line coating. And this is where braids like Power Pro, they do have coatings on it that affect some of the resistance and the sink rate. Mono, whenever you have your divers on there and it's pulling in the water and it's going down, line will stretch and that gives it a different behavior when it's under the water. The testing methodology for Lure Jensen, I couldn't really find documentation or material on exactly how they tested it. So did they test it with the snubber? Did they test it with a certain kind of leader? Was it with stick bait? Was it with spoon? How fast were they going? They do have it at 20-pound mono at 2.5 miles an hour, and that's basically it. Well, what if I'm using braid? The other thing is about drag. There's line texture, there's what the braid is coated with. And again, it doesn't really stretch. It doesn't have the stretch that mono has. At 25-foot depth, a number one Dipsy on a 3 setting with 30-pound braid requires about 17 feet more line out than 20-pound mono. And at 35 feet, it requires anywhere between 19 and 31 feet more line than 20-pound mono. The numbers come out to about a 30% increase in the amount of line out versus mono. Hopefully that gets things a little clearer. And some of the boat captains that I talk to, they're like, oh no, I use 40-pound braid and I use the numbers from the manufacturer and I catch fish all the time. Yeah, but I don't really understand the numbers on that. People are paying them to catch fish and they catch fish all the time. But when I look at the numbers, if they're letting it out based on the paper charts from the manufacturer at 40-pound braid, they're probably a little shallow. I think happens is when you go out and they're not catching fish at the numbers, you'll see them go over and let a little bit more line out, which puts them deeper, which probably puts them out about that 30%. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. See you on the next one.